It was live when I can't remember my name. Hey, everybody! Oh, Peyton, look, we got a new guy in town. Look, it's Peyton. That's Sparky. We had his hair done. Just kidding, Sparky's right over there. Okay, hey, everybody, it's noon. It's Friday. Oh, my favorite day, my whole life. That means it's Festool Live, according to Minnie. How's everybody doing? Did you miss us? Chris was in Nashville, Tennessee last week, so we had to have a best of series. Woo, baby, gave us a little bit of a break. Boy, you better be prepared for a wicked awesome fall. We got all kinds of Festool Lives planned for you. Whew. All right, so let's introduce the room. We got quite a few people in here today. We have Gage, the whiz kid Ella. We have here Chip, Scooter, Artie. We have Chris, the unit, Cybert. Over here, we have Min Min, or Minnie Gleb. You just met Peyton.
Yes.
Peyton is Sparky's brother. Okay, Sparky, you're excited today? Festool Live, we're back at it. This is episode 113, according to Chris.
That's correct.
It is correct, right? You double-checked the episode number. Okay, good. So, this is YouTube. You're watching live on YouTube. Don't forget, Facebook. You can watch it there. You can watch it on IG. We put them all across all the platforms. Whatever your flavor is, have fun, but do us a favor. Subscribe, befriend us, sign up on all our platforms. We really appreciate it. And if you're on YouTube, look down on the bottom corner there and hit that notification bell so you never, ever miss an episode of Festool Live. Minnie, did that sound okay?
It was wonderful.
Ooh, wonderful. I got a wonderful. Okay. Hey, you know what? Last time we did a true live, where were we?
Canada.
In Canada. Boy, I just want to thank everybody up in Canada. All the folks we met on Saturday. Oh my goodness gracious, we had so many wonderful people turn out. I want to give a shout out to Samson and David. You guys made my entire Saturday. Thank you so much. Thanks for bringing them in, Robinson. We really appreciate it. Man, we didn't know how many fans we actually had out there on Festool Live. It was wicked. Also, I want to give a big shout out to who? Rich and Andrea. Make sure you check out on YouTube. We just posted our podcast. Festool Shop Talk is from Rustic Designs by Rich. And you want to talk about an incredible family. Thank you for allowing us to come in and hang out with you for a few hours. But also, Connor, I'm going to call you out, you and the crew. Austin, it was nice meeting you at George Brown College. Thank you so much. Okay. Boy, that was fun because we had a heck of a time in Canada. So does anybody know when our next Festool Live on the road is and where it's from? It is in the weekend before Thanksgiving. I think it's like November 17th or 18th. It's a Friday. It is from Hartville, Ohio at Hartville Hardware, and make sure you're there. People are already reaching out saying, hey, we'll see you at Festool Live. Yes, we're doing a presentation there. I can't wait. We had an incredible turnout last year. It was one of our first ones. Boy, I'm already dry. Okay, so I want to take you back because this episode, oh, I couldn't wait to do this one. This episode, I had to go look back at the original episode. And it's funny because I thought, oh, that was last year. Oh, no, that was a few episodes ago, okay? It was episode number 22. And I want you to think it back where you were on September 4th, except at noon, because I know you were watching Festool Live, in 2020. Because I originally got this, I call it a tool, because I can't work without it in the Festool system. I originally got it in April of that year. Guess what was happening? Right? Mr. Corona came to visit us. All right? But think back in that September where you were on September 4th. Because this is, I think, truly the first time I'm doing an episode that kind of is a little bit repetitive. But you may not have gone back, A, to watch it, but B, I have learned so much more about the STM 1800. Now, really quick, Back then, it was a limited edition pre-order. Then I think in 2021, we came out with what? Another kind of, hey, limited edition. Now the STM 1800 is going back into our full-time lineup so you can get it anytime. And hopefully I do this again like we did early in 2020 to show you all some of the features and benefits, but not to be repetitive, added a lot of tips and tricks to it, what I've learned from using it for 2 years. This is called STM 1800 Redux, or Redo, whatever you want to call it. I just think Redux is a cool word. First and foremost, everybody will look at the STM 1800 and go, oh my God, it's huge, where am I going to store it? Come in here, cameraman. Check it out. It folds down and together, and it fits right under your MFT3. So in the past, when people came to trainings, they would go, how many MFTs do I need? Well, I would always suggest 3. And the reason I would do that would because, you know, you have your crosscut station here or your routing station, joinery, right? But you also need, I would always say, tell people 2 tables to what? Put your plywood on and rip it. Then we came out with the STM 1800. Now here's another tip I'm going to show you. You see this? When it's all folded up, it's locked together with this little green piece right here, this little bracket. This can be tippy. So what I learned, I call it the flying V. When I'm moving this around the shop, I turn it out, I take one of those brackets off, and I go like this. Okay? It opens up. It's easy to transport that way. And then if you put it in the van or the truck down by the river, okay, you can take that and just fold it like that and lock it up against your bulkhead in there. Or your BOT system, Sustainer Systems of North America system. And by the way, we got more coming with that. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to mention, give me a second, I'm gonna grab something because I did this in the original and I don't think anybody understood this. Oh, I'll just grab one of these right here. This is not made out of inferior materials. It's not made out of aluminum. Not that aluminum is inferior, but it is extremely durable. I have beaten the snot out of this for 2 years. I can't break it. Look, it's all metal construction, and it's got these wood pieces on top, so you can cut into without damaging your blade and cut all the way through the plywood. It's amazing. All right, first thing I do is I take off this piece, okay? It's a bracket that holds the wood. I'm gonna go in more in depth on this as a wicked cool tip. There's a little piece right here. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna take that other bracket here. And this is how I set it up, okay? People who've had this for a few years may have a different way of setting it up. This is the way I choose to set it up. Now, when you're putting it together, and I called this out in episode 22. There's 4 wheels or casters that come with it. Now, one of the tips I'm gonna call out is I oil them usually every 6 months, but I choose the right oil. Does anybody know the right oil? Castor oil. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay. Hey, my only dad joke today. Well, no promises. Castor oil. Hey, Mo. Okay, so out of the 4 casters, 2 of them are locking. And where I always put the locking ones, because I just found it's easier to control plywood with, you see these brackets right here that flip up or flip down? That's where I put the locking casters. All right, so when I start to adjust this, there's 4 heights, okay? The lowest setting, it's 700 millimeters to the top of these rails. I'm gonna call something out on these rails and brackets in a little while. And it increments in every 15 millimeters. So the next height is 750. The height after that is 800. Pretty good at this metric math, ain't I? The next height is what? 850. But the final height, which I'm going to set it to now, and this is how I work it. Watch, I'm always using that foot of mine. I lock it in like this. I pull it like this, and I'm going to bring it out to the final setting, and I'll lock it in like this. Okay, just like that. And then what I'll do is I'll lock my foot in here like this. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, I'll take it like this and bring it back. And what's nice about this is the last height I haven't called out is 900 millimeters. And if that rings a bell, it should, because guess what that's the height of? The height of the MFT. Remember, Festool is a system. So I'm just going to take it like this. I'll bring it back down. And then that piece I just took off, I'll lock it in the middle. Now, if we look at this configuration, sometimes this might make a great work table for somebody. But, Peyton, you okay? Someone's a little hungry? All right. Whew. All right. So, when we set this up, there's these 4 pieces underneath. And I'm going to take it out like this. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to set up the whole way. It comes with another one of these brackets and another piece of wood. But these lock in here like this. You can adjust these for different sizes, okay, of material. But I'm going to lock it in here like this. And as I do this, I want to show you this little piece here. There's a little tab here. I'm going to pull it all the way out. And you see how that locks? So you're going to see there's all kinds of ways to configure this. At home, when I use this at home, there's sometimes I don't put it this height. I put it a little bit lower. I throw a piece of sheet good up there, and that becomes my assembly table. And I can adjust it to any height, which is comfortable for my height, my size. Now there's Chris, come in here, cameraman. Look, there's another tab here. I pull it out. I'm going to bring it all the way out and lock it in. So now you're going to see how it expands. I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to take all 4 pieces and brackets and bring it out, just like this. Woo! Man, this is too much fun. So when I say I can't work without this, I'm constantly ripping down sheet goods. And it's not just here. I mean, Garrett and I built this entire while. Oh, by the way, say hi to Garrett. Garrett is online answering questions today. I didn't call Garrett, did I? I don't think so. Oh, man, I'm so sorry, Fumio, that I didn't call you out. I just did. Okay, good. Now I'm going to whip this out like this. See this? I'm going to put this in here like this. When Garrett and I built this wall right here, we always use the STM to break down our goods. And what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to swing this. Chris, get in here, cameraman. See this little part right here? What's the one problem in a shop or on a job site? Is you get to maneuver that piece of plywood, you got to grab what? You got to grab the electrician or the plumber, or you got to hire a helper to just move that piece of plywood up there. No longer needed. Check this out. Or you're alone in your shop, okay? Just take it like this. I like to bump these out just to give me a little extra in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Oh, look, there's that piece of 4x8 piece of plywood. I'm just going to take it like this, bring it right in. And then sometimes I'll do this. Look, I'll lock that in. I'll lock this one in like this. And then I'm just going to come over here and use a little bit of leverage, right? Oh, look how easy this is. Look, I'm just going to take that and bring it right on those 2 little pieces. If the plywood isn't as warped as I wanted it to be, hey Mo! And then I'm just going to hustle that up just like this. So what I do is I put my foot on here just like this, and I go bring it up like this. Now I can work on it, right? I like to bring it out here, obviously, because look how these are all cut up. They're designed to be cut into, okay? But I'll talk in just a few minutes. I'll show you something really cool that I've learned over the 2 years. I'm going to bring it out here. I'm basically ready to go. What I'm going to do is, just so I can move this into the position I like to do it in here, I bring it all the way back here like this. And some people may think, you know, I would probably push those in a little to give me more working space, but hang in there. I want to show you this. Okay, so when I'm ripping in here, and I'm ripping 400 millimeter pieces, of course the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm not going to get into it today with you because I've already taught you this, is you always straight line rip this to clean up an edge. But then I use my parallel guides, which I'm kind of lost without if I don't use these, okay? And I make my cuts. But what I do is, instead of taking them, those 400 millimeter rips now, instead of stacking them here, Okay? I hate moving material around the shop. If I can save a step or two, I'm going to, okay? So what I do is I'll just take my parallel guides off like this, and we gotta pretend now, for camera time or Festool live time, I've just ripped that 400 millimeter piece. Guess where it goes? Where's it gotta go next? Is what I should. It's got to go to my MFT, my cross cutting, because now I got to do my 1224s or my shorter box sides, and so I just leave it like this. And as I'm cutting it, right, as I'm ripping it, I just keep making my stack over here, and then what do? I take it like this, and I wheel it right over to my cross-cut station, right here. And I just bring it right in like this. And look, I'm not busting it, I'm just making sure it works. And then what I'll do is I'll put another table of MFT here, or the little additional table for support. So it's kind of effort that you use with the MW1000. So it's just a nice, easy system to use. It's a great addition to our system. Everything's the same height. It's repeatable. I keep going on and on, but it just works. So I'm gonna clear some of this stuff off, and hopefully that came across halfway clear. All right, I'm just gonna bring this over here like this. I'm just gonna take this, because the next thing I wanna talk about is, I'm going to set this down now, just like this, nice and easy. I always put my foot in there. That's what I do at home, at least. Okay, I'm going to take my plywood off like this. And somebody's actually reached out. I forget where I met that person, but they love this because at their truck, one of these heights is at the height of their tailgate. They just wheel this right over to their truck, and it helps them maneuver boards in and out of their barn. So there's all kinds of different things that you could use the STM for. In other words, let's just boil it down. It just makes your life a lot easier in the shop. Picking up a 4x8 piece of plywood is super awkward and heavy. It's bulky. This just makes it easy. Okay, next thing I want to show you is this. I'm going to take these and turn them around because we're going to talk about this. And I was talking to Brad down in repair. He runs the repair shop, Brad Presley. Presley, right, man? Yep. And Brad and I were talking. He goes, you know that first time I was talking about PATs available for the STM, and it's on there. It's on the ECAT system. We can get them for you. And I go, did a lot of people order the brackets last time? He goes, oh my God, we had a slew of people order the brackets. The brackets are these pieces right here, and there's two of them, two different types. See it right here? This, and I'm gonna mess with this one in a few minutes. No, actually that one over there, Chris, because I wanna show you something really cool. Okay, these are #1 Posi drive screws. Everybody knows the difference between Posi drive and Phillips. If not, I've only talked about it 1,000 times. Okay, but take a Posi drive #1, you could take those out. But I want you to notice this. You see the bracket right here? There's two. This bracket number is the single one, and it's 102-93265. Amazing how I remember that. You know how I remember that, Scooter?
How do you remember that?
I got it written right over there. And by the way, you can rewind this. That's the beauty of YouTube. And you can remember the number that way. Okay, now there's another bracket. And it's on these longer pieces. Okay, and this is so important. Okay, there's two of them that hook to this piece. That's 24 by... oh, I got it written down. I'll tell you the size of this, okay? But it's 24 by, actually 25 by 25. If you want to split hairs, it's 24.7. All right. But I want you to look on this bracket right here. See how there's no ribs? Let me pull this one again. There's one for ribs here. See it? Okay, this is important. Okay, now, the bracket number for this, okay, and you need two for the longer pieces. Chris, hang on a second. It's 102-93275. Whoop, 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 whoop. But you can look up all those numbers on our spare parts catalog on the Festool USA and Festool Canada websites. Whew. Okay, now here's the difference between the two. Yes, one has one and one has two, but it's these ribs under here. You're gonna notice right here, see how there's a slight offset? That's what those ribs compensate for. So if you're gonna put something out here, something different, you'll understand what I mean in a minute. That's what those ribs are for, to compensate for the offset. These work right here. Follow? Okay, see how I flip these around? Now, whoa, it's over here. I showed you this last time. I want to show you it again. You can buy brackets. And look what I have here. Isn't this a dandy? Because you can do this and make yourself an additional work table. And if I put that on correctly, like this, and like this, guess what? It's the same height now. Okay? And you can check that out. And I've seen people, they've sent me pictures of them doing an additional work table, another clamping surface. They've dogged out these holes at 20 millimeter, and it works with all the Festool system clamping components. Whew. So there you go. You just got to take the right measurements from here to the top here, and then compensate with the brackets. Cut your wood, bore it out, and it just snaps right into place. So there you go. Also make sure you do it by flipping these in reverse. So these pieces are not up. Whew. How's everybody doing? Good? Okay, let's take episode 113 a little bit further than we did last time. Because boy, oh boy. Now in here, I've been using these for 2 years. The one at home I have for 2 years. Okay? And the reason I keep saying that is over time, these are designed to be cut into. Do you see this? Okay? It's because of the way you set your track saw. You don't want to cut through them. You just want to protect your blade instead of putting stickers underneath. All right? So, what I want to show you is, Chris, come over here. We're going to, over here. I get these guys all set up. Now, you can order these pieces of wood with the bracket, all right? And these pieces of wood all have a chamfer on it, all right? It's pretty simple. These pieces, the long ones and the short ones, I have labeled right here. They're 25 by 25 by 300 and 25 by 25 by 450. And look, you can cut your own wood, but we will sell you these as a spare part, and you can replace them. I just want to make sure you understand. Make sure you chamfer all the edges. And you could chamfer them with the HL850 or a router bit. The HL850, remember, that has a chamfer groove, but you can also use a router bit. I just did these yesterday with a block plane. It worked out great. That's what I have here. Now, let's do this first, because I want to talk about a couple other pieces of wood. Now, this is something I figured out at home, and I wanted to show you this. What I'll do is I'll mark the bracket area, just like this on the edge. And there's a reason for that, and I want to show you why. See that? Have you guys seen these new pickers? They got 9 millimeter. Hey, I bought those in Canada. Huh. I got them across the border. All right. So I'm just going to take that #1 Posi, and I'm going to take these screws off, the self-taps. Okay, just like this. Look how easy this is, everybody. So you can really chew these up pretty good if you're ripping a lot. You should have seen the ones I had at home. And I learned this by using it. See that bracket? You can take it off. And guess what you can do? Just like the MFT, if you keep cutting into it, you can flip it over, and now you got a fresh surface. Like over here, Chris, let's go over. Hey, Sparky, watch out. See how I switched this one yesterday in here? See how it was all chewed up down there from all my kerf cutting? Right there, I flipped it over. I got a brand new one. You don't have to buy new ones or make new ones right away is what I'm getting at. And then I'll just come over here like this, and I'll put these screws. That's why I did that lineup, so it lines up in the same area. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'll just put it in there. But the only thing I got to suggest is you have to use a Festool TID18 to use this. No other impact driver will be able to do this the way this one does it.
Absolutely.
Did that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. Thank you, Chris. And you just put it in like that, super easy. Once again, it's a #1 Posi, just like this. And there you go. And guess what? You're back at it. And for me, I could go another 2 years with this. I don't have to make my own pieces to fit in there. Hello! Okay, so you're gonna see, because of oxidation, the different colors here. If that bothers you, we got really good sanders that you can sand that out with. Hey Mo! You know what's really neat about this? Is you start discovering things that you're not taught, or you just don't know. They're not in the owner's manual. But you remember, look, you remember I said these are chamfered? On these pieces, when I was flipping them around at my home shop, I realized these are already pre-chamfered on the bottom side. They're designed to be flipped over, okay? So there you go. Now, there's other pieces of wood on here that are a different dimension because of offsets. This one's different, as well as these. But the holes, let me just show you this one. For replacement, and once again, you can buy these, but there's 3 in here. Those are #1 Posis. And then these are broken apart so you can see it. On these pieces that go into the side underneath are these access holes. And when you assemble this is, you got to put them together, right? You see those 3 access holes? That's what these pieces are for. And those are 25 by 72 by 300 millimeters long. And then the other piece is right here. This one, the dimension on this one is 25 by 38. This is 38, this is 25, this is 38, and this is 300 millimeters long. Okay, I just wanted to point that out to you, and you just take and once again, just make sure you just chamfer them off afterwards, okay? And just break all the edges. You're ready to go. And the reason you do that, and I think you all know this, is when you're moving sheet goods across, you don't have a catch point. The chamfer is broken, so your sheet goods move effortlessly on there. Okay, let me see if I've covered everything. I gotta look around the room. Oh, when you do take a piece off, I always, where I've tapped it in before, I always scribe it. I scribe a center line, okay, on that board. Just like this, and I always pre-drill, because this is beech that comes with it. For the ones at home, these are maple. So I just don't want any splits. The self-tapping screws don't matter, but it's just being a little retentive on that one. Okay. Minnie, did I cover everything?
I believe so.
I'm just going to do this because there was a lot of information that we imparted on you today, and I am just going to check my notes really quick. I covered all the dimensions. I covered the bracket numbers. Don't forget that. I covered the different heights. I covered the additional table you can build. So, in saying that, I'm just going to bring it down. And there you go. That's the STM 1800. Hopefully there was some more tips and tricks for you. And that's it. That's all we covered. So, what, Minnie?
Any reason a quarter turn not mentioned since they are square?
A quarter turn not mentioned. Don't know what that means.
Okay.
Since they're not square. Don't know what that means. Forgive me, I just don't, that doesn't translate for me. A quarter turn not square. Nope, that doesn't. Okay, I'll think about that while I'm calling off names. Okay, and if Karen can't answer that, then.
Well, it just came out to me about close.
Okay, so wow. Holy moly, we got a lot of people. All right, so I'm gonna start calling everything off. We're doing good. Thank you, everybody. On the road, we found out a lot of people do hang out for this because they like to hear their name. So we're going to keep continuing because this is my favorite part. I'd like to see where everybody's watching from. So we had special guests in here this morning. They stopped in. It was Ron and Savannah from Miller from Tennessee. They were on their way up, I think, to northern Indiana. Mm-hmm. They popped in a few minutes right at 11:30. Say hi. It was a true pleasure. Thank you for stopping in, Ron and Savannah. That's such a beautiful name. Hey, We have Joe from Waseca, Illinois. We have Anthony Scalaro from Staten Island, New York. How you doing, Anthony? We have Doug from Zionsville, or Zville. We have Mark S. from Woodcraft, Springfield. Mark, I'm going to call you out. Thank you. You are there every daggone week with us for Festool Live. We appreciate it. Mike from Perth, Australia. John from Ipswich, Australia. Hey, Australia, you know what that means? 2-pack. All right, so we have Des. Des, you're always there from Harrogate. Blake Weber from Novato, California. Mike M. from Austin. Man, we're meeting all these folks. Portlandia, Oregon. I said Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting better. Larry from Sun City, West Arizona. Ben Shepard from Betty's Bay, South Africa. Wow, Roger Savan from Whitakers, North Carolina. Cape Town, South Africa. My goodness. Paul from Reading, Berkshire, UK. Rux. No, it's Russ from Chichester. How you doing, Russ? Chris from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Craig and Tyler from West Virginia. We're going to see you at Hartfield, guys. David from Boise, Idaho. Rush, New York. Cool name. Warren from Batavia, Ohio. Oliver from Southern California. We have Rob from South Devon, England. We have Spartrition. We have the Netherlands. We have Johnny O from Atco, New Jersey. Woodstock, New York. Tim from Livingston, New Jersey. Norman from Los Angeles, or Los Angeles. Dana from Yelcoat, Washington. How you doing, Dana? Steve from Bermuda. Wow. Cool. Jason and Yana. Hey, we know you. You're from Granite Falls, Washington. We met you in Oregon. Okay. Jeff from Clarksburg, Maryland. Hank. That is Hank Foreman from Italy. He reached out to me. That's Hank from Maine.
Yes.
And he said, I'm going to be in Italy for a few weeks. Hank, you're a rock star. We have Marvin Martin. Hey, Marvin, how are you? Hey, I still have that cutoff kicking around that you gave me, Marvin. From Holland, Michigan. Michael from Edmonton. Rick from sunny Blackpool, UK. Downers Grove, Illinois. Okay. Nicholas from Belgium. Lucerne, Switzerland. It's funny, Minnie only has to put the first city. I know where you're from now. Thank you, Lucerne, Switzerland. Oh boy, hey, you guys are starting to mess with me. We have Krimpen aan de Lek from the Netherlands, Leo from Holland, Tom and Kelly from Eatonton, Georgia, DJ Woodchip from England, Bo from Glen Gardner, New Jersey, Robbie from Corinth, Texas, Port Allen, Louisiana, Dan from Kingman, I know who you are. Hey, Jason from Fenton, Michigan. Wow. Nampa, Idaho. That's cool. Not Tampa, but Nampa, Idaho. Gail from Eden, New York. Elk Woodworking. We have Ian. Woo! From East Yorkshire. Hi, Ian. How you doing, brother? We have Matt from Newark, Ohio. Phil from the Jersey Channel Islands. Hey, we met you. It's Dude. Dude is here. He walks up to us. Dude's from China. Dude walked up to us and he went, "Hi, Sedge. I'm Dude. We love you, Dude. It was nice meeting you. We met you at Atlas. You're a rock star. Thank you." We have Dave and Kim from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. We have Mike from Tynesboro, Mass. Oh, that felt good. Monty from Canton, Connecticut. We have Soren from Denmark, Toledo, Ohio, Easton, Pennsylvania. Woo! Bloomington, Indiana. Hey, Bloomington, that's the good school, isn't it, Garrett? Hey, Narambo, BC. Frank from Downers Grove. Yisu from Paramaribo, Suriname. We have Montgomery, Texas. Dale from Swaddling, England. Kenneth from Oak Park, Illinois, or Oak Park, Illinois. We have Roll. How you doing, Roll? You're the man from Wolvega, Netherlands. Kevin Black from San Antonio, Texas. Tom from Moorhead, North Carolina. Woo! Mr. St. John Moss from the Bahamas. How are you, Bri? Brent from Louisville. Anthem, Arizona. Warped Woodsman. How you guys doing? We met you out in Oregon. Rockledge, Florida. Sherry. Oh, S. Carey's from Dublin, Ireland. Hey, I'm going to be there. Tomorrow's October 1st?
Yes.
I'm going to be in Dublin at the end of October. Woo! All right. We have Devdu Plessis from West River, South Africa. Hey, that's 3 people from South Africa. Thank you so much. We have Yolarvi, Finland. We have John Hoth from Naperville, Illinois. Matt Litka from Tinley, Illinois. Look, look, look. Illinois. We know it's Illinois. I just like messing with you. We have France. We have Aronzo from Mississauga, Ontario. Pack Ridge, Illinois. Warrenton, Virginia. Miloš from Serbia, Belgrade. Wicked cool. Peter from Toronto, Canada. Hey, I know Peter. I think if that's the Peter, the cabinet maker, you're a rock star. Denmark, we have Steve H. from Devon, England. Dorchester, England. Jason, hey. Puyallup, Washington. Yeah, I got it right. All right, Minnie, oh my God, she keeps going. Sean from England, Mike from Hatfield Highway. We're on our way. Weekend before Thanksgiving. Dennis and Lucas at Leominster, Mass. That's how you pronounce it, Leominster. Not Leominster. Okay, that's when we know someone's a Flatlander. Derek from Salem. Oh, hey, it's Big D's watching. With Sayla and Judah, how you guys doing? Good to see you. Hey, Brian from Southern California. Adam, dude, from Union, Maine. Good to see you, brother. Chris from Malta. We all want to go to Malta. We have Wesley. How you doing? From the Netherlands. Chuck from Annapolis, Maryland. Shane. Make sure next time I get some water. Woo, I'm dry today. We have Shane from Mount Clair, New Jersey. Keith from St. Charles, Illinois. We have Terry from SLC. Oh, I know what the SLC is. It's Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm getting better at this, huh?
You are.
We have Paul from Anthony, Arizona. We have this person here, okay? We have Minnie from Indiana.
Indiana, yes.
We have Sparky from where? Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay, hey! Wow. So, I got to say it. Thank you for watching.
Florida hurricane.
Oh, Minnie, thank you.
North Carolina.
Okay, so I was telling somebody this morning, everybody be careful in South Carolina, North Carolina. Our hearts pour out to you in South Florida and all of Florida. We were all up here watching. Some of you might know I grew up in South Florida. For 25 years I lived down there. I've been through a few of what you have been through, or quite a few. My heart pours out to you. Our hearts pour out to you. Everybody be safe. Please be careful out there. Thank you. So for everybody watching, and because Minnie just remembered, we have somebody watching from Sarasota, Florida. Please be careful, love one another. Everybody here, I'm going to send it out to everybody watching still. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for being part of us. We love you. We truly love you. Thank you, all the kind words you've given us. It was just Chris and I out in Atlas, but we came home and we told everybody all the kind words you have given us. This is our favorite hour. Hang on. 40 minutes of every week. And all the much, how much yuck I do.
Yes.
But Minnie said it after like the 3rd or 4th episode. We're creating a community here, and we truly believe that. We love you. Everybody, and I mean everybody, go out and have a great weekend. Happy Festool Friday. Peyton even iterates it. Thank you, everybody, from the entire Festool crew. Have a great weekend. And